Today what we're going to do is we're going to do Stater Brothers. This is my local grocery market, and we're going to make some black-eyed peas.
Welcome to Vegan Kiwis to Pistachio.
So the first test is to first open the bag. Then I make sure that this is 2 cups, and usually it is. And it's 2 cups. The next step is we check to see if there's any rocks, beans, whatever there might be that you don't want. Like, I'm just going to pour slowly. You're going to look at it, make sure, okay, like this is a broken bean, but that's alright. Or in this case, black-eyed peas. These are peas. I'm going to go look at all of them. Once you see that there are not any rocks in them, then it's safe. And usually this product, Stater Brothers, I haven't ever found anything. Pour it back in here. Now you're going to hydrate in the refrigerator for 6 hours. Because I'm cooking something else in the Instapot right now. This is going to be the next meal I'll be cooking. So there it is. It's going to stay in this water bath. It's all going to hydrate. Okay, so we have 4 cups of black-eyed peas, 3 turnips, ground cumin, black pepper, Himalayan sea salt, celery, carrots, and we have radishes. 1 gigantic onion, 4 large cloves. The first step is to take care of the onion. That's going to be our bottom layer on our Instapot pressure cooker. Green knife day. Cut off the ends, cut it in half, take this brown skin off the top, quarter it. Now this is going to be more a chunky type of stew. Not going to be very, very fine, because I like large pieces in my stews. So if you can see, I'm cutting the onion in large pieces. Then from here, dice it, throw it in the Instapot. So that's our first layer. Since I use mostly oilless cooking, I use the onion as the protection, the protective layer for the bottom of the pressure cooker liner. Okay, that takes care of the onion. Next we're going to do turnips. Turnip to me is more a relatively new vegetable. It's not that I wasn't aware of its existence. It's just it just really never landed on my plate as a child. They grow very well in Canada. It's just something that never managed to make it. I ate potatoes like crazy, but I never went on my way to eat a turnip. So here all I'm doing is if I see something I don't like, I'm just going to shave it off. Same thing here, bulk. I'm going to cut it in large pieces. I've eaten some of these raw, and they would work well in a salad too. Now this is a twist I'm giving you. This is our radishes. I'm not going to peel the radishes. What I'm going to do is cut the very ends off so that they're white on both ends. Now why would you want to put radishes? Radishes have sort of a peppery taste, and this is a nice way to add a little bit more flavor into it. Alright, next are the carrots. These have also been washed. We're just going to peel them. And take the ends off. The next step, we cut the carrots. So what I did is I just lined them up. You see I'm cutting them about 1 inch. Doesn't have to be perfect. When I get one of these big ones like that, I split it in half. I mean, you could go out there and take your little knife and saw it, and an hour later you'd still be there. So I just kind of really careful where my fingers are at. Okay, so now watch me as I put the carrots in. Now that's a lot of vegetables. And then we have to put the peas in, we have to put the water in. We're almost finished. Now this has to be rinsed. Not yet. We have to put in the celery. I'm going to chop off the ends, make it look pretty. Take off a little bit off the top here. Okay, this, just, I'm going to take them apart if it's already been washed. Now this is really special for soups and of course stews. It imparts a lot of flavor, and that's why. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut it fairly large so that it infuses its flavor in our dish tonight. Chop off these little leaves there. Now the cool thing about celery is that if your beans don't have Coca-Cola in them, what then prevents you from farting? The celery will take care of that. So that's another advantage of cooking with celery if you're using beans. Same thing, big pieces. They're about an inch, maybe a little bit smaller. I throw them in the pot, see here. Now why don't you want to leave them in this water? A couple of reasons. One is that it's not that this water is dirty, because I've changed the water on this several times. We see how a little brown it is. You don't want to put that in your food. You're going to fill it with water now. Now from experience, I already know it takes 6 cups of water. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a teaspoon of ground cumin. I like these little spoons. These are all in order. You can take them apart easily. Like so. I use it so much I'm almost running out, so I'm just going to sprinkle over the top. And then I'm going to put a teaspoon of salt in. You could get away with not putting any salt. It's just, I just think that it gives it that flavor. This is Himalayan Sea Salt. Doesn't have any iodine. So I'm going to put in a sheet of seaweed in here so we can get a little bit of iodine. I'm going to use black pepper. Now black pepper goes a long way, so I'm going to use half a teaspoon. There. And we're going to adjust it. First we're going to do manual. It's at 3, we want 8 minutes. We don't need any longer than that. Alright, I'll see you after it's finished. After less than 30 seconds, the on light comes on, and then it starts its cycle. Now we clean up the kitchen while the food's preparing itself. When you make a mistake and you're early enough to notice it, you can take the cover off the top. What I forgot to do is put in the garlic. I'm also cutting that up in large pieces too. Things happen, you have a little bit of time. The machine is still going on its cycle thinking that the lid's on. So it's going to continue heating. So you have a little bit of time to be able to get, in this case, the garlic in. Add that other layer of flavor that you want. You don't want to put the garlic leaves in there. They become like paper, and nobody wants to eat paper. Okay, so here I'm just going to lay him on top. This back on. And it's saying on again, and it'll just continue the process. The Instant Pot just ended right now, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn it off, and we're going to let it vent naturally. It should be about 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes. We'll see how it is, we'll check it, and if it's not done by then, we'll fast vent it and get to our food. Okay, so it looks like the lock is still on. And that's the reason. With just a little bit of pressure, we're going to release the pressure manually. Okay, so now the lock has released itself. We're going to open the lid. And you pick it up. Oh, it's got that beautiful aroma. And it looks like everything's ready. Let's test some of it. Let's test the carrot. Pork goes right down easily. This is the turnip. Perfectly cooked. Alright, I'm going to go get a large bowl so this can cool, and I'll be with you in a few minutes. Okay, so what I'm doing now is I'm transferring from the Instant Pot into my large bowl so
and
I can...
It smells delicious.
And that was Linda, and I'm just going to transfer everything across.
He wants to make everybody hungry.
And the advantage of using plastic is it won't damage your inner pot liner, while this metal spoon will. It's taken me a while to realize that at the beginning when I was using all metal utensils. It's very, very, very hot. Okay, so we're going to let this cool, and I'll get back to you and I'll show you how I store it. So make sure you get an oven mitt. Pick up the Instant Pot liner very carefully. It's very hot right now. And pour it in a small strainer. You only have a little bit left now. If I had wanted to keep that, I would have kept it. But it's very briny. It's not exactly what I wanted. Well, it's getting late, so what we decided to do is take this and we're going to just refrigerate it and let it cool down. And then tomorrow I'm going to put it in plastic bags and put it away. We'll be able to use it for the next 2-3 weeks, putting it in the freezer and using it for multiple dishes. Well, thank you for watching, and I look forward to our next video together. So now what we're doing is we're taking, what I did is, it was so hot, it was never cooling. So I stuck it in the fridge and I cooled it down that way. So now it's cold, stuck in the fridge for quite a bit of time. And I'm going to fill these bags with it. So we're just going to put this away. Looks like I could easily make 6 bags. Okay. So I know this was a more complicated recipe, but we got something out of it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags. Well, thank you for watching us, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye-bye.
If you like this channel, please subscribe. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching.